Hello and welcome back to Bookmark Chronicles. Today I'm doing the 1001 book tag. I was tagged by Robin. Who knows when? I don't know. I'm really behind on my tags. And Jazz is here. Say hi. Say hi. No, you're not gonna say hi to people. That's very rude. Well, you're also very unfriendly, so who's surprised? Okay, I'm not sure who the original creator of this tag is. I will try to find them and have their video along with Robin's linked in the description. First question is 101 list. Do you follow any book lists? For example, the Rory Gilmore challenge. No, I don't at all. I think lists like that, the Rory Gilmore one, are fine. That one's really interesting because it is like fun as a bookworm to see all the books that Rory has read throughout the series. But as far as other lists like New York Times bestseller and best YA books of whatever, no, absolutely not. I don't trust a lot of those anyway, so no. Are you gonna stand like that the whole time? The next question is 1001 books. Approximately how many physical books do you currently own and how many ebooks? So I did just count my physical books and I have about 160. My ebooks, I have 18, which is mostly because I use Kindle Unlimited. So when I'm done with things, I will, can you get out of the camera? So my ebooks, I typically return when I'm done with them. I don't buy a lot of ebooks anymore. And I actually just cleaned out my Kindle a little while ago. So I'll try to probably keep that around 25 or less. The next question is 1001 books read. Approximately how many books have you read in your lifetime? Do you keep track? So according to StoryGraph, I have about 500 books that I have read. However, I started using Goodreads in 2015. And then when I learned about StoryGraph, I switched all of my information over to there. But I've always been a reader, so anything that I read between 96, 97, and 2015 did not keep track of, so who knows how many more books were in there. What are you doing? You wanna get out the camera though? Next is 1001 Arabian Nights. Have you ever read any stories from the Arabian Nights? Do you have a favorite? If you haven't read it, do you want to? No, I haven't read it, and no, I do not want to. There was a period of time where I was younger and I was like, wow, I haven't read a lot of classics. Maybe I should. And this was one that this is one that I planned to read, but at this point, I don't give a fuck about classics anymore, and not that I don't think I'm interested in Arabian Nights, it's just probably not something that I'm ever really gonna be like, oh my god, yeah, I really need to read that. Closest that I've come to it is The Wrath and the Dawn, which I believe is a reimagining of the original Arabian Nights. Okay, that noise is annoying. We're gonna push through. 1001 flavors. Do you have a Jesus Christ. 1001 flavors. Do you have a favorite food or flavor? My favorite food is chicken tikka masala. That's like my favorite meal from Saffron Indian Kitchen specifically. Only from there. And my favorite flavor, like in general, is vanilla. I don't know why. I just have always really liked vanilla. It's also something that my brothers all like too, so. 1001 pages. Have you read a book that is over 1001 pages? Is there one that you would recommend that is worth your time? What is the longest book that you have read? No, I have not read a book that long because why the fuck would I do that to myself? Also, what book genuinely needs to be that long and is worth your time? I'm convinced there isn't one because there's no valid reason for any book to have to be that long. It doesn't have to be, because there's probably a lot of fluff, a lot of filler, maybe some info dumping, and I don't need that. The longest book that I've read, according to the StoryGraph, is Winter by Marissa Meyer, the book in the Lunar Chronicles or whatever. First of all, if that's true, what the fuck? Because that book did not need to be that fucking long. And also, it wasn't even enough of winter. But that's another story for another time. I keep forgetting to check the edition on the StoryGraph. According to the StoryGraph, that edition is 827 pages, but I feel like the longest book that I've read is still Empire of Gold. Oh, nope, that would be longer than Empire of Gold. I'm surprised. 1001 buckets. Do you have a non-bookish bucket list? And what is one thing on the list? I'm not really a bucket list person. However, one thing that I do consistently, I just really like trying new restaurants, and I live in a city that is full of them. So it's not really like a bucket list or anything. It's just, You know, I have a list of places that I'm interested in and I go to them occasionally and when I have time. 1001 numbers. Do you have a lucky number and is there a story behind it? No. I've never really understood the concept of like favorite numbers and whatever. I know that for some people it could be like a number that you played in sports or whatever, and I did play sports. My numbers in lacrosse were 1 and 42, but neither of those really matter. 1001 authors. Do you have a favorite author and or genre? My favorite author is Jodi Picoult. My favorite genre is fantasy. Jodi Picoult is not a fantasy author. She is a literary fiction author, or I guess what people would call women's fiction, which is fucking stupid to me. But I really like her work. I've always been a fan. She's the queen of plot twists. And I don't know, I'm really intrigued by world building, I guess. So I think that's why fantasy is my favorite genre. 1001 activities. Do you have a favorite outdoor activity? I'm allergic to nature, so I try not to participate in outdoor activities. I also hate summer and the beach, so no. I like outdoor happy hours. Does that count? I used to work at the Philadelphia Zoo. I guess that counts for something. And the last one is to tag some people. I'm not going to tag anyone, but if you see this and feel compelled to do it, consider yourself tagged. Let me know if you have done this tag or if you think you might do it. How did you feel about my answers? Did you agree with me? Let me know. Otherwise, that is all I have for you today, and I'll see you in the next video.